DePaul, 4th ranked nationally, only once beaten John. They've won 9 in a row. They're 25-1 against the 17-7 Irish of Digger Phelps, and they own victories over Carolina and Duke.
Yeah, they do, and you know there's a tremendous dichotomy in this ball game. One team wants to walk it up, the other team doesn't want to walk it off. Comegys, I think, is the key here.
Dallas Comegys coming off a career high of 33 points and 10 rebounds in Sunday's victory over Georgia Tech. And his teammate Rod Strickland, also a career high with 28 points, 8 rebounds, and 9 assists. And for Notre Dame, they have 2 players back that they've been missing of late. Scott Hicks, who missed the victory at Utah, will be back in the starting lineup tonight. And Sean Connor, their designated shooter, has missed 6 ball games. He'll be back tonight.
Joe, I think one of the most interesting facts of this ball game is the most important part of Notre Dame's defense, I believe, is their offense. They run you through screens, they bunch you up underneath so they can get offensive rebounds, and they don't really let you out to get the easy hoops. The most important part of DePaul's offense is their defense. They play in the lanes, Dallas blocks shots. They allow you they hurry your shots, which allows them to get out on the open court and score at least 60 to 70% of their points off a fast break or the secondary quick shots.
Well, DePaul trails in this series 43-31, but they won game 1 at the Horizon this year 59-54. We'll be back with the starting lineups and the tip-off of tonight's game in just a moment.
At your local Chrysler Plymouth dealer, dealing is believing.
Now I'm a believer.
Now get 3.7% financing or up to $1,000 cash back.
No doubt in my mind.
And on the Reliant, you get 3.7% and cash back.
I'm a believer.
Plus the exclusive 7-year or 70,000-mile protection plan from Chrysler. Now that's something to believe in.
Fireside Chrysler Plymouth Gulf Road, Schaumburg.
Pump and grind. It can really strip your braking power. So why not give yourself a break and take your brakes to Meineke? We'll analyze your whole brake system, pinpoint the problem, and put a stop to the old pump and grind. At Meineke, we fix life's bad brakes. That's good news.
Well, as we mentioned, the Irish fell at the Horizon 59-54 in a ball game that saw DePaul blow a 10-point lead with 3 minutes to go. The Irish led by 1 going into the final minute of play. And then the Blue Demons hit several clutch free throws in the waning seconds to notch a 5-point victory. And they have won 9 in a row since suffering their only loss of the year to the Georgetown Hoyas.
I think you mentioned an important fact there is free throws. Will DePaul revert back to their old style of shooting free throws, or will they convert to what they've been doing lately? Strickland is about 19 out of his last 21. Comegys 21 straight. So will they be able to shoot those kind of free throws here with this kind of crowd?
Well, they have upped their free throw shooting percentage quite a bit over the last 7 or 8 games. T. Green, Terrence Green, the sophomore from Flint Central High School in Michigan at 6'4", 1 forward at 10.9. The banger inside, the 6'9" junior from Jackson, Michigan at 2.8 a game, Kevin Golden.
6'9" and a senior.
The center, the senior from Philadelphia, Dallas Comegys at 17.5 points, better than 7.5 rebounds and 93 block shots on the year.
Junior from Cleveland Heights, Ohio. Number 20,
the glue of
Kevin
the club, the junior college transfer from Cleveland Heights, Ohio, 6'3", Kevin Edwards at 14.3 a game. And Rod Strickland, lightning rod at 16.5 points with 169 assists on the year. That's almost 7 a game.
Coach of the Blue Demons, a 1971 DePaul graduate. In his 3rd year, Joey Meyer.
Joey Meyer, of course, the coach in his 3rd year for the Blue Demons with 62 wins and 24 losses coming in here tonight with a 25-1 record this year. And he's the leading candidate right now for National Coach of the Year honor.
You know, we talked about Notre Dame's free throw shooting. DePaul's free throw shooting. Now we talk about Notre Dame's. Their win advantage is 4.5 points a game, and they've made 5 more free throws than their opponents each game. It's their strength.
Donald Royal, the first member of the Irish named. Mark Stevenson at 6'6", from Philadelphia Catholic High School at 10.3. Royal at 14.7 and 6.5 rebounds a game. Both tops on the Irish. The center at 6'9", 250 pounds, a junior from Queens, Gary Bose at 4.6 per game and better than 6 rebounds a contest. From Indianapolis, back after a one-game absence with an injured calf, 6'3" senior Scott Hicks at 10.7 a game. And the point guard for the Irish, the junior from Jersey City, St. Anthony's High School, David Rivers at 14.2 with 126 assists on the year. And there's a look at Digger, completing his 16th year out of 17 years as a head coach at Notre Dame with 317 career wins.
Of course, Digger's already knocked off 2 biggies here this year, North Carolina and Duke. He's kind of smiling over there. Thinks he may have another one in the trap here tonight.
Well, they're ranked 24th in the AP rankings and in the CNN USA Today poll, while the Demons are 4th in the Associated Press ranking this week, 5th in UPI and the CNN polls.
Of course, Temple's loss last night, coupled with the win here, would probably move DePaul up considerably, and Indiana plays Purdue. Who knows what will happen there, so DePaul could jump 2 rankings this week with a victory here tonight.
That's right. Purdue and Indiana tomorrow night at West Lafayette for at least a share of the Big Ten lead if the Boilermakers win, and an outright title for the Hoosiers if they can sweep Purdue with their 2nd victory of the year over the Boilermakers tomorrow night. There was a look at the series between these two Midwestern independents. Notre Dame owning a 43-31 edge. Mike Sanzars, Steve Welmer, and Randy Drury, all from the Mid-America Conference, are officials here at South Bend tonight. The Irish have won 4 in a row, DePaul 9 in a row. All set to go. The Irish in the home white, DePaul in the road blues. Steve Welmer, himself a former player at Evansville, tosses up the ball, and DePaul gets it. T. Green underneath, lays it up and in with a spinning drive, and the Demons on the board quickly.
Well, DePaul, as usual, very aggressive from the tip. They'll play that way the whole game, pressuring on defense. They want the tempo to be upbeat.
DePaul coming off a big 17-point win over Georgia Tech Sunday afternoon at the Horizon. David Rivers, baseline jumper over Strickland. He ties the score at 2.
Rodney Strickland, not the most fundamental defensive player in the country, makes up a lot for his quickness. That's an awful quick shot, I think. I think he was surprised that Rivers put it up that quickly.
I was kind of surprised, too, the way Notre Dame has walked the ball offensively most of the time this year.
Who knows what Digger's got up his sleeve tonight. I think Joey, though, will go with the old stand-by pressure defense and running it up and down the floor.
Notre Dame 11-3 here. One of their 3 losses here at the Athletic and Convocation Center was to West Virginia, the same team that beat Temple last night. They got the ball underneath the Dallas Comegys. He missed the bunny and then is over the back for the foul. Comegys missed an easy 3-footer and then paid the price with the foul on the rebound.
A lot of times when a player misses a fairly easy shot, he gets anxious and compounds that mistake with a foul. Dallas open, a nice pass from Strickland, and had an easy shot even if he could have put it on the floor, but there's the foul.
Rivers out front to Vos. Right side to Royal. Rivers guarded by Strickland. Now to Royal. One-on-one on Golden. Reverse dribble drive. Gives off to Rivers. David in and out from 15. Comegys with a rebound. Outlet pass. Edwards caught up with it. Baseline right. And T. Green to the basket. Rolls it in. His 2nd early basket. And DePaul leads 4-2.
4-on-2 break. The Demons very patient. Just waited for all the lanes to be filled. Converted fairly easily.
2 quick baskets for Terrence Green, averaging just under 11 points a game. Notre Dame now in their patented slow-down offense. Royal right side to Mark Stevenson deep in the baseline corner. A pivoting jump shot ties the score over Strickland, and we're even at 4.
I think Digger himself may be surprised at both of those shots. That one taken with 23 seconds on the clock. The first one taken by Rivers with about 26 seconds. That's a walk.
And travel against the Blue Demons.
He did. He juggled the ball just a little bit when he got it. Didn't have control and walked. No problem, though. The Blue Demons are going to turn it over, but they're also going to convert a lot of that like that.
A look at Digger Phelps' record here in his 16th year at the helm of the Irish. David Rivers walking it up against Rod Strickland, 2 of the best point guards in the country.
2-on-2 game on the right side of the floor, Bose and Rivers.
He wanted to go inside to Bose, but Bose didn't make that move. Instead, Royal does, rims it out. Kevin Golden with a rebound for the Blue Demons.
There's an example. Comegys, not a block shot, but he really bothered Royal, made him change that shot, caused the miss.
Dallas in the top 5 in rejections with 93 this year, and he's averaged almost by the game in the last 6 games. Strickland away with a dribble, the jumper, in and out, tipped by Golden a bit short, and we got a crashing foul called against Kevin Golden at DePaul. The second team foul against DePaul, the first against Golden.
DePaul hitting the boards very strong here. One of the things they have to be very careful of is foul trouble. They do not want to let the Irish into the bonus. The Irish 75% from the free throw line. Pretty good free throw shooting team.
Notre Dame ranking 9th nationally at the free throw stripe. They're 3rd in defense, giving up only 59 points a game. Rivers checked by Comegys on a switch. They give it out front now to Stevenson. Works into the paint. Off balance pass. Grabbed by Vos. Rivers to Stevenson. 15-foot jumper. And he got the roll. The bounce off the rim hit the glass and down through to give Notre Dame their first lead of the game at 6-4.
Good penetration by Rivers. DePaul double teaming Rivers as he comes off that early screen and almost shifting into a zone on the weak side.
4 points for Stevenson. Jumper by Strickland. Rebound, Scott Hicks. He can sky for a 6'3" guard, averaging almost 5 rebounds a game.
He's got a guy on him that can sky 6'4", Kevin Edwards, so that'll be a good matchup.
Rivers left side to Royal. Now to Stevenson, right side Hicks. Guarded by Edwards, looking baseline for Royal, but Golden covers him. Rivers works by the high post pick set up by Vos. Vos goes inside to Royal. The ball is kicked by DePaul. Notre Dame will get it, and they'll reset the shot clock here.
I think it's very important that Dallas Comegys not get another quick foul as far as DePaul is concerned. Let's see if Notre Dame tries to go down low to Vos, maybe to draw that foul.
Baseline right, David Rivers will inbound for the Irish. Notre Dame leads 6-4. Shallow pass inside to Royal and knocks in an 8-foot jumper from the right side. Notre Dame now up by 4 at 8-4.
Definite mental lapse for the Blue Demons. They were in a zone that time. Just got caught asleep.
Notre Dame has the score doubled early. Closing in on the 16-minute mark. There's a lot baseline left to Comegys and a hold called against the Irish. The first team foul whistled against Notre Dame, and it's against Harry Vos.
Digger politicking for a push-off, as you see him there discussing that with both referees kind of vehemently. He thought Dallas pushed off just a little bit. They shook their head. Yes, the hold was before the push.
Golden tries to go inside with the inbounds bounce pass, and it's picked off by Gary Vos, and the Irish bring it up leading 8-4.
Another mental lapse for DePaul.
Stevenson working on T. Green fadeaway jumper, and he's hit 3 in a row, and Notre Dame leads it 10-4.
Tough shot by Stevenson. He has an inch or two on Green. They might try to take advantage of that, but his shots have been pretty tough ones so far.
One of the better starts offensively I've seen the Irish come up with all year. Comegys underneath the Golden ball, tipped away, but it's touched by Scott Hicks. It's out of bounds to DePaul. And with 15:26 left to go here in the first half at Notre Dame, a timeout is called. The Irish leading the Blue Demons 10-4.
If you just ask for a light beer, you never know what you'll get.
Thoughts? Oh, excellent. Bud Light.
So if you want the less filling light beer with the first name and taste, ask for Bud Light.
Yours? No.
Because everything else
Give me a light. Showtime.
is just a light.
What it takes.
At True Value hardware stores, we have a lot of different customers. Professionals and do-it-yourselfers of all different ages. But they all have one thing in common. They all know about the great service they get at True Value. We take the time to treat people right, and that's what keeps all those different customers coming back.
Thanks, Don.
Time and time again.
We got what it takes. True Value. Every day I'm trying harder. My goal is pleasing you.
When you rent a car from Avis, it comes with a lot of people who want to make sure you're satisfied. Reservation and counter people, mechanics, managers and maintenance people. They're Avis. You may not always see them, but they're there.
And I won't stop till I'm the best because I'm Avis.
10-4 the score. The Irish with a quick start. Notre Dame 5 of 7 from the floor. Mark Stevenson with 3 out of 3. Each club with 3 rebounds. Terrence Green has both DePaul baskets, and the Demons have not scored since the 1852 mark. DePaul 2 of 6. But they get off to a slow shooting start Sunday in their victory over Georgia Tech. They were 1 out of 13 before they knocked the lid off.
Very quick start for the Irish. They're taking quick shots, much quicker than they usually do offensively. A surprise.
Inside pass, Kevin Golden banks in a 5-footer from the left angle, and that's just about his game average right there.
Joey probably feels that the Irish are going to help a lot off on Comagene, Strickland, and Edwards. Going to leave Golden just a little bit of room to shoot. Kevin's got to stick him.
Nice inbounds play by DePaul. 10-6 Notre Dame. 15 minutes to go here in the first half at South Bend. Stevenson out high.
Little wrinkle here by Digger. A little small, short figure 8 out front. Going to try to spread DePaul out just a little bit.
Royal, top of the circle. That's where you want him. He draws Golden in the air, leans inside for the jumper. Can't get it. Strickland can't get the rebound. Royal does. Misses short. Got his own rebound back and scores on the third effort. 12-6 Notre Dame.
Good effort by Royal, but contribute some of that to Comagene's intelligent enough to not try to slap at the ball and get his second foul. He's going to wait a while before he gets aggressive. 4
points for Royal. Baseline right. Comagene's around post. Missed easy shot. That's his second easy miss. And the ball's batted out where Hicks brings it down for the Irish. Works through the lane. Scoops and scores with the left hand. And it's 14-6. Notre Dame with an early 8-point lead.
The Irish attacking offensively much more than we've seen them so far this season. Taking it right to DePaul at their own game.
Strickland, top of the circle, down the left side. High, Archer off the rim to the right. He drew the foul on Scott Hicks. That looked like a rainbow when he let that the jumper go. And that's foul number 1 on Hicks, too, against Notre Dame.
Rodney forced his first shot and really kind of forced that one. Hicks kind of bailed him out. Rodney off to a slow start. Maybe feels some pressure to do something offensively here.
And Joey makes a couple of changes. Stanley Brundy, the 6'6 sophomore from Los Angeles at 8.4 and better than 7 rebounds a game, checks in, hopefully to give DePaul a lift off the bench. And the junior co-captain, the outside shooter, Andy Laux, checks in at 4.6 a game, the leading 3-point gunner for the Demons. And look at Strickland rimming out the first free throw after making 38 of his last 48.
I'll tell you what, DePaul looks a little tight. Comagene's a little short on his first couple of shots. Of course, he admitted to being nervous against Georgia Tech, and Strickland a little bit of force. Sometimes when you get tight, you force them.
14-7 DePaul. Rivers handled the press. Now backs it out front as the Irish set up the offense. Strickland 1 of 2 at the stripe. Laux guarding Mark Stevenson. Royal out high, now to Rivers. Royal works into the free throw lane. Bad pass, and they're going to call a foul on Stevenson. That is foul number 1 on Rod Strickland, rather, and number 3 against DePaul. Not much of a foul there, John, that I could see. It looked like Royal read Rivers going the wrong way and simply threw it away.
DePaul into a 2-3 zone. Obviously, when the ball's taken out on their defensive end of the floor.
Nice pass inside to Royal. Baseline, Bose lays it in. Nice baseline move, and Bose with his first basket. A 9-point Notre Dame lead, 16-7.
2 easy hoops against DePaul's zone.
Underneath, Grundy, hard off the glass. He threw that one up way too hard. This is Notre Dame's best offensive start in any game I can remember this year, John.
Oh, they're going much more aggressive than usual. They're taking quicker shots, not running the clock down as they go into this little short weave out front.
Stevenson, baseline to Hicks. He throws up an air ball from 16 feet. The ball tapped by Brundy to Strickland. Lightning rod in the middle, 3-on-3. Nice pass. Strickland passes off the dribble to Edwards, and a fadeaway bank shot to the left side goes in.
Nice pass from Strickland. Brundy bobbled the ball just a little bit. Had an easy layup after the bobble. Had to release to Edwards. That's what the Demons want to do, run it up and down.
16-9 Notre Dame. Rivers out front, pressured by Strickland defensively. Works it to the left edge. Inside pass to Bose. And there's a charge, I believe, on Bose. Gary Bose with his second foul, trying to draw the second foul against Comagene, and went the other way.
This was probably from Digger's orders. Let's go low on Comagene. Last time Royal got a rebound, he hunted for Comagene to take it up and at him. Dallas with good position draws the offensive foul.
16-9 Notre Dame as Strickland walks the dribble across the time stripe for the DePaul Blue Demons. Right side to Laux.
Demons should go to Dallas right now.
They do. Inside. Comite's off the glass and in. Dallas's first deuce of the game. That cuts the Irish lead to 5 at 16-11.
Gary Vosch now really has to play aggressive defense when Dallas does not have the ball. Do not let him have position.
Rivers one-on-one on Strickland. They try to pick him off with Royal's pick. Donald gets the ball to the free throw line and walked before he started his move. 11:55 left to go in the first half here in South Bend, Indiana, the home of the Irish. Notre Dame leading DePaul with a timeout here, 16-11.
Jerry, what about those generals? They actually thought they was going to beat us last week. Okay. Hello, baby. All right.
Globetrotters Rosemont Horizon, February 28th through March 1st. Call 559-1212 for ticket information.
You got caught up in the airline fare frenzy, and you're about to buy your ticket. Did you get the lowest fare with the least restrictions? Are you sure? Check Midway Airlines, 1-800-621-5700. In Chicago, 767-3400. Is your destination here? Did you get the lowest fare with the least restrictions? Check Midway Airlines. Midway, our spirit and low fares will lift you.
Listen, yeah, Doc, I think she's ready.
Okay, I'll be right over. In Markesan, Wisconsin, when a patient can't get to Dr. Lippert's office, Dr. Lippert brings his office to his patients.
Daddy, where is he?
And the office he relies on, a Subaru wagon. So, happily on this night, Dr. Lippert delivered a healthy 72-pound calf. Subaru, inexpensive, and built to stay that way.
Along with John Mangelt, we're happier with us tonight. One of the premier attractions of the year. Notre Dame and DePaul. The Irish off to a quick start here in South Bend tonight, leading by 5 after leading by 9 earlier.
You're right, and quick start is the right word. They're bringing the ball up the floor much more quickly than they have in the past, shooting some quick shots, and I think that quick transition game got them in a little bit of trouble. An air ball from Hicks and a walk from Royal.
Well, the Irish with a 7-4 edge off the boards, and they have outshot DePaul 8 of 13 from the floor to 5 of 10 for the Blue Demons. Strickland left side to Edwards, high to Grundy, right side to Laux. Baseline, Comite backs in on Vos. Fall away, 4-footer won't go. Tipped in by Edwards with the left hand.
Well, there's a guy who can do it all.
Very quiet player, and you look up, but he's got 18 to 20 points, 7 or 8 rebounds, and a handful of assists. That's the kind of player Edwards is.
And very, very few turnovers.
Oh, great pass. Slam jam off the feet from Rivers. Mark Stevenson with 8. Somebody lost their man there.
Back pick that time by Royal for Stevenson. Andy Laux got left, and nobody helped him out.
8 points for Mark Stevenson. The Irish leading 18-13. Golden to check back in a moment for the Blue Demons. Comite takes it baseline left up with a jumper, and it catches the rim and rattles in over Vos, and that's 4 points for Comite.
Well, they're going to Comite's every time now. Vos with 2 fouls, not wanting to draw his third.
T. Green will also check back in when time allows for Joey Meyer and the Blue Demons. He rotates his 7 players. Vos jumper from the left side, rims out. Rebound Edwards, wants to run. Veers it down the left side.
Well, they will run.
Grundy out front to Laux. Returns it inside to Comite. A walk on Dallas. Scott Paddock, a 6'9 freshman from Plantation, Florida, number 43, checks in for Notre Dame. And Green and Golden both back in for DePaul, replacing Grundy and Rod Strickland.
Even though DePaul did not get a shot off the original break, they still had the Irish in a little bit of transitional defense. Not really up tight on their man. They got the quick shot, but Dallas' mistake kind of negated the shot they got.
18-15 Irish. Rivers in low, and we got a whistle. An offensive foul called on Royal. Donald Royal's first foul, the 4th against the Irish. That's the 2nd offensive call against Notre Dame in the first half.
Golden down low on defense. Royal initiated the contact. Looked like, I think the lean is what got him in trouble. not necessarily the position of Golden.
18-15 Irish. DePaul walking the dribble up in the form of Kevin Edwards. Out front to Laux. Left side Comagese. Baseline over Paddock. Score it! Nice soft touch from 12 feet away. Baseline left. 6 points for Comagese. And DePaul down by 9 early. Now trailing by just 1.
I don't think Paddock could have played any better defense. He was right up in under Dallas. Even a bump could have been called a foul. Nothing.
Rivers looking underneath. Nothing there. Royal swings it left side to Stevenson. Halfway through the first half here at Notre Dame. The Irish leading by 1. Hicks travel. Oh, they're going to call a foul on Kevin Edwards. I thought Hicks might have...
no, I think it's Golden.
Yeah, Golden. I meant to say. That's 2 on Kevin, and it's 4 against DePaul, and the fouls are even at 4 apiece. And here comes Joe Frederick, who got his first start. The freshman from Cincinnati, Ohio, got his first start at Utah. Came up with 7 big points, replacing Scotty Hicks. Frederick, 1.7 on the year, but he has scored 19 points in the last 5 games.
2 zones, 2 easy hoops for the Irish. DePaul needs to tighten up that zone just a little.
Rivers, right side Stevenson, inside pass. Royal knocked down, gets the ball to Scott Paddock, who kicks it out of bounds.
There's the quick hands of Kevin Edwards. They tried to put the ball to Royal. Kevin gets his hand on the ball. Right there, causes the problem. And there it is. Paddock can't get his hand on it.
Notre Dame by 1. 9:15 to go in the half. Edwards 1-on-1 on the right side against David Rivers. Comagese baseline right. Green fumbles it back to Comagese. Traveling on the exchange between Comagese and Edwards.
Good pressure from the Irish.
Notre Dame with the ball back, leading by 1. Now Strickland checking back in for the Blue Demons. And Kevin Edwards will sit down for his first breather. For using only 7 players, Joey does a great job of rotating them and keeping them fresh most of the time.
He keeps an eye on them. Some guys don't like to come in and out of the game very much that quickly, but he's been getting away with it so far this year.
Rivers to Stevenson. Mark with 8 points, swings into the lane, pull-up jumper, in and out, won't go. And a great rebound by Golden, who falling down gets it away to Strickland. Lightning rod through the left side of the paint. Out front, Comagese starts to move. Jump switch by Royal. Green in low against Rivers, hits the corner of the glass. And travel on the play.
I think he just called it hit underneath the backboard.
I guess it did. They called it out of bounds. Turnover.
Looked like this might have been an offensive foul. Green really trying to force his way in there. Up behind the basket. Hits the brace. That's out of bounds. Notre Dame ball.
Yeah, it looked like he might have charged on the play.
Especially they've called 3 or 4 charges on Notre Dame. You'd think you might get one in return.
And there's a reach on Strickland, and that is Rodney's second foul as he reached in and grabbed the left wrist of Donald Royal.
Rodney's off to a slow start, a little frustrated. He's got to get down a little bit lower and play a little sounder fundamental defense instead of trying to use his quickness all the time. He's got great hands and reaches and gets a lot of those, but if he just backs up in there, he'll cause the people not to penetrate in that area. 5th team foul against DePaul, the second on Strickland. Nice pass inside, River to Royal. He powers number and muzzles it up and in for his 6th point. Notre Dame leading 20-17. Dallas a little lax again on defense, worrying about his 2nd foul. I think now with 8 minutes to go, he needs to dig in.
Laux out front to Golden, and we got a hold on Scott Paddock. Here comes Sean Connor. Scott Hicks into the Notre Dame lineup. They're the 2 players that have been injured of late. And we've got a timeout here with 7:57 left to go in the first half. Notre Dame leads DePaul 20-17.
The preceding 24.5 cents worth of electricity is brought to you each morning by Commonwealth Edison.
Green Bay, Wisconsin, 20 below. The last place you'd want to be with a cold, unless you're the Green Bay Packer backers. So we asked them to try Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine.
That stuff just cleared out my head.
Should have found it a long time ago. Got rid of my aches and pains.
Dried up my runny nose. Alka-Seltzer Plus, that's all I ever needed.
8 of every 10 Packer backers who tried it switched to Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine. Fast, effective relief for tough winter colds.
A standing room only crowd of 11,432 here at the AC Center on the campus of Notre Dame. Digger talking with his troops. Notre Dame 59% on 10 of 17 so far, and an 8-7 edge off the boards. DePaul shooting 60%. The Blue Demons 9 of 15 and 1 of 2 at the stripe.
DePaul with 5 fouls. 2 more will put Notre Dame in the bonus. Notre Dame with 4. Looks like both teams defensively are kind of trying not to foul. There was a lot of quick fouls called early, made them conscious of it.
Edwards raises up, long jumper, yes, out of the left corner, as is nothing but net on a 16-foot fadeaway jumper, and Edwards with 6 points now in the game makes it a 1-point Notre Dame lead.
A lot of times those fadeaways look like 3-pointers because guys end up 6-8 feet behind where they shot it. That was for 2.
Hicks pressure, gives out front to Royal. Left side, Joe Frederick, the freshman from Cincinnati. Going to be a fine player. Hicks, guarded by Edwards. Connor sets the pick as he swings it to the left side.
DePaul with super defense, really intense overplay.
Edwards got that cross-court, corner-to-corner pass from Royal, and a block by Comagese, his first of the game. And
fabulous block. He blocked that ball right to Laux. He looked at him, tipped the ball right to him.
Yeah, that's what Dallas does as well as anybody. When he blocks a shot, more often than not, DePaul puts it in play for a break. Hicks, pull up, move, and missed a shot off to the left. Connor can't hold the rebound. T. Green comes out of there with it.
Sean Connor on the deflection. The Irish 3-on-1 can't convert.
Couldn't make it. Hicks with a nice hesitation move there right at the free throw line. Missed the easy shot, and then the Irish couldn't contain the rebound. Left side, Green to Edwards, another long jumper. This time it goes long to the right, and Royal saves it in the corner for the Irish.
That time Edwards didn't really have his feet, I think, where he'd like to have him shot a little quick.
20-19, Notre Dame with 6.5 to go in the first half. Hicks out front working one-on-one against Kevin Edwards.
I'm sure the Irish offense is going to suffer just a little bit without David Rivers in there guiding it. They're going to give him a blow.
Well, they may have found another player, though, when Scott Hicks went out, and with Connor's absence, with Joe Frederick getting improved playing time. 3-point shot, Sean Connor misses. Rebound, Comagese. Connor, 12 of 31 now from 3-point territory to lead the Irish. They don't shoot many 3-pointers, and nobody really other than Laux has shot many for DePaul, although Edwards is 13 of 25.
DePaul, though, has a 47% now from 3-point.
Yeah, they've made most of theirs. In out. Comagese missed the 12-foot turnaround. Paddock with a rebound for the Irish. DePaul can get to the rim, but they can't get over the peak here, as they still trail by 1. Hicks left side on Edwards. Nice baseline pass to Frederick, gives it back to Hicks.
I don't think that's really want to get Frederick the ball posting up down there.
Connor open from the right side, shoots over Laux off the heel of the rim. Comagese backs away for the rebound, knocked it abound, and it goes to DePaul.
I think the case there was the officials might have felt they missed a foul. Looked like Comagese definitely knocked this ball out of bounds. Connor's shooting again, long. You see Dallas hit the ball, maybe a little foul there, a little grab on the arm, so the referee says, hey, what the heck, I'll give him the ball instead of a foul.
Digger putting Rivers, Stevenson, and Bose back in the Irish lineup, along with Connor, who stays in there, and Donald Royal.
He's got to give Connor a little time to get back into the ball game, into the flow of things. He's been out a long time. The toughest thing to get back is a shooting touch.
Nice pass.
Push off, yes, sir.
They call it. That's 2 on Comagese. And that's 6 against DePaul.
That's definitely a foul.
20-19. Notre Dame still with that 1-point lead.
Dallas has got to learn to push off maybe with his elbow instead of that hand. When you extend that hand way out, easy vision for the referee to see that one.
Rivers walking it up against Edwards. Grundy will check back in along with Strickland in a moment for DePaul. Royal baseline right up with a little 8-footer, wouldn't go. Here's a 3-on-1 break. Laux ahead to Edwards. Left side, T. Green underneath. And traveled up, holding call on Rivers. Well, he got inside David, and David reached. And that is foul number 5 on Notre Dame.
Well, I know you can't do anything about it. I wish there's some rule they could do something about this. Rivers grabs the arm almost intentionally. You can't call an intentional foul. I mean, this is what the guy's got to do. Everybody knows he's got inside position. He makes an attempt to get the ball, but he can't get it, so he grabs his arm. 3-on-1, nothing but the ball out of bounds.
Oh, nice double pump in midair. And a baseline jumper by Strickland on the inbounds pass, and he puts DePaul ahead. 21-20, Rod's first field goal of the night, given 3 points.
A little dipsy-doodle might wake Rod up. He struggled so far here in the first half.
Only our second lead change. Notre Dame's led almost all the way. Royal out front. Sean Connor from 3-point territory, just off the front of the rim, follows his own rebound.
Oh, T. Green didn't block out that time.
And the ball kicked out of bounds underneath the Irish basket. It'll still be Notre Dame ball. 21-20 DePaul, 4:26 left to play in the first half.
As a player, you got to realize when those 3-pointers are taken, the rebounds are going to come longer. T. Green trying to sneak out on the break did not box out, allowed the Irish to get the rebound.
Connor overdue, has missed 2 3-pointers and a 2-point attempt now. He's put up 3 shots since he checked in and yet to bury one. Stevenson left side. Cross court. Connor in the right corner, deep in the well, underneath the Vos. Connor and Vos playing a 2-man game. Left-handed reverse off the glass, and then Notre Dame leads by 1.
Irish want to go down low. Kamaji's on the bench. One of the best shot blockers in the league on the bench. You got to go low.
Third lead change. Irish by 1. 22-21. Teague into the lane. Pull up 8-footer off the glass and in. And DePaul regains the lead. 23-22. 6 for Terrence Green.
That's one shot I'd bet was intentionally banked off the glass. Yeah. Green got up, had a hand in his face, went up with it just a little bit higher up off the glass. DePaul now in a 3-2 zone.
Pass picked off by Brundy. Stanley ahead to Lightning Rod Strickland. Right side, T. Green works around both, lays it up and in with the right angle to Paul by 3 on the 4th basket of the first half by Terrence Green.
One of the things you have when you rush the ball up the floor and get good position, you get the ball in the wing, you got guys running at you. It's a lot easier to go around them when you have them running at you. That's what happened with T. Green that time.
8 first half points for Terrence Green, who had the first 4 of the game for DePaul, and DePaul leads by 3. Baseline jumper, Mark Stevenson, long off to the right. Royal battles Edwards for the rebound and draws the foul on Kevin. That's his first. That is the 17th foul on DePaul now, which means that Notre Dame will be in the 1-on-1.
There's the play right here, right in front of me, on the arm. The ball came off long, just barely grazed the rim. Edwards had good position had the ball hit the rim properly, but when it grazed across, it went out a lot farther. Royal got the ball, and Edwards on the reach.
3:03 to go in the half. The bonus in effect now for the Irish. Scott Hicks has checked back in for Notre Dame. Donald Royal, an 80%er on 124 out of 155. Knocks in his first preview of the game. The first free throw attempted by the Irish tonight. And as John mentioned, they're in the top 10 nationally with a 75% shooting percentage as a club. Very good. Royal now attempting to make it 2 straight at the stripe in his 8th first half point. He does. And a timeout. 3:03 to go. First half, DePaul 25, Notre Dame 24.
Give me a light.
That's not correct, Steve. Don't just ask for a light beer.
Come on, give me a light.
You asked for it, Steve.
Bud Light!
Yes, Steve. Bud Light. The light beer with the first name and taste.
Don't just ask for a light.
Bud Light, because everything else is just a light, Steve.
Commitment. Experience. It all comes together when you work with the best. Master Mechanic Tools. Only from True Value Hardware stores. At the Indianapolis Speedway or in your own garage, they're backed by True Value Hardware stores' commitment, experience, and exclusive customer satisfaction policy. Master Mechanic Tools. Exclusively from True Value Hardware stores in Home Center.
In Chicagoland, you can buy the same car from many different dealers. So why choose a 5-star dealer? Just one. At every 5-star dealership, you can count on these 5 points. $500 worth of free auto service with every new car purchase. Absolute minimum pricing due to high volume buying. A 5,000 car inventory to choose from. A 10-day used car exchange plan plus free service loans. Where you buy does make a difference. See your local 5-star dealership today.
Well, spring's in the air already, and of course Arnie's going to be leaving for Arizona, and want to wish him the best. And you see they're going to broadcast there Sunday, March 8th, 2 p.m. Brewers and the Cubs.
What's the star for?
I don't know. Maybe it's for Arnie. It's for Arnie's 4 Emmys in broadcasting baseball, and want to wish him the best out there. As hopefully he'll get another Emmy this year and a better suntan out in Arizona.
And a better ball club.
Yeah.
Cubs will try to rebound from that a year ago. Cubs to Brewers on the 8th, and then our DePaul special that night at 10 o'clock. Strickland, beautiful over-the-shoulder pass, and Kevin Golden missed the layup, but Grundy tipped it in.
Golden was surprised, I think, and I was surprised. The Irish full court zone press kind of puts DePaul in the kind of game they want to be in, and Strickland just accelerated the ball up the floor, had a 2-on-1, caught.
Stevenson, Royal, left side, Scott Hicks, back to Stevenson, pull-up 8-footer, off the heel of the rim, Terrence Green has it tipped away, and Gary Volz did a great job of saving it. Another rebound for DePaul. The Demons now have a 14-13 lead off the boards. So the battle of the boards about even here. Stevenson out front to Hicks, left side Rivers.
Good hands by Grundy.
DePaul shooting 67%, John. They've made 2 out of every 3. 14 of 21. The Irish now 11 of 25, only 44%.
Usually think of forwards being slow. Grundy has quick hands, 32 steals on the year. He gets in that passing lane.
Yeah, he is quick.
Walk.
Royal in the paint took the step before he dished it off into the left corner, and that turnover gives it back to the Blue Demons, leading it by 3.
Irish decide not to pick up full court this time.
2:11 to go here in the first half in South Bend, Indiana, the home of the Irish. DePaul leading by 3 after trailing by 9 early.
Interesting move. Hicks on Strickland. Rivers on Edwards. Might be a post-up opportunity for Edwards.
Terrence Green, left side in the corner to Strickland. Works into the area. Off-balance jumper, right side off the rim, and Gary Volz for the rebound.
They tried to post up Edwards that time. Golden came over and kind of got in the way. He's got to realize when they've got a mismatch to stay out of there.
Scott Hicks, left side David Rivers. 2-point shot, had his foot on the line, in and out. Slapped off the glass, right to Royal, who lays it in. 10 first half points for Donald Royal, and it's a 1-point DePaul lead.
Ball came off right to Golden and Strickland, and both kind of wrestled for it, knocked it back up, and Royal's right there at the right place.
A little garbage.
Yeah. All looks the same in the paper next day.
Edwards. Out of Strickland. Rod looks to be a little bit frustrated here tonight offensively. Hasn't found his rhythm yet. Inside to Grundy, off the glass and in. A twisting turnaround 6-footer. Stanley with 4.
Shooting 54% on the year. Gets a lot of tip-ins, a lot of bunnies. Got that one up off the glass. 10 seconds difference between the shot clock and the game clock.
44 seconds to go in the half. Stevenson checked along the baseline, out front to Rivers, drives down the left side. Cross-court pass, Stevenson around his man. Jack Knight put it up off balance, ball knocked out. Where Strickland had it, fumble right through his legs, and they tied up loose on the floor. The ball will go to Notre Dame on the alternate possession. With 31 seconds to go, the Irish can work for the last shot here. And here comes Joe Frederick and Sean Connor, a couple of perimeter players in. Andy Lauf likewise for Joey Meyer and DePaul.
Well, Digger knows he's going to take the last shot. At least he hopes his players do. Puts 2 bombers in, takes Vos out so he does not get his 3rd foul. Good move by Digger Phelps.
And with Lauf's in there, DePaul with their shooters.
And of course, Joey, knowing he's not going to get the ball offensively again, takes Strickland out, not wanting him to get his 3rd foul.
Right. Strickland and Comegys both on the bench with 2 fouls. Cross-court pass, Frederick to
quick
Rivers.
Shot.
Inside, and Stevenson waves it in. He's got 10 and draws the foul. They could tie the score. Mark Stevenson with a layup on the left side and the foul. Goes against Grundy.
The Irish could have run the clock down. There you see it. Plenty of time. they go at it quickly. Fooled me and maybe fooled DePaul. Got a chance to tie it.
5 assists here in the first half for David Rivers, who came in with 126 on the year. Mark Stevenson shooting 78% on at 53 of 68. Will be at the stripe to try for the tie here. He has 10 first half points on 5 field goals. And Strickland.
Another rule I really don't understand. Yeah. Everybody in the world knows he's going in the ball game. Another kind of bureaucratic army-like rule where you got to go down and stand in front of the scorer. Where else is he going?
Well, they could have called a technical foul.
Definitely could have called a technical foul according to the rule.
Stevenson's freebie is good. He's got 11 first half points. He and Royal have 21 between them. And the Irish have battled back to tie. That's our third tie of the ball game. This one at 29 with 15 seconds to go in the first half. DePaul will work for the last shot. Rivers tried for the steal. Edwards inside, pull up 12-footer. Off the heel of the rim. Long rebound, blocked by Edwards. Ball batted up in the air. The Irish would have had a bunny there. Not going to bounce. Notre Dame gets it with 2 seconds to go, but a great defensive play by Edwards. Otherwise, Rivers would have been away for the go-ahead layup.
Looks like football platooning here. Here comes Connor and Frederick back in. Also Laux for the same people that came in before.
2 seconds to go on the clock. The Irish put it inbound. Backcourt. They get it in. Both will throw it up from three-point range. Off the front of the rim. It was Stevenson. And Stevenson came very close to knocking in a three-point shot at the horn. He thought he was fouled. Digger Phelps thought he was fouled. They didn't call it. And so, after 20 minutes of play, as Digger goes after the referee, let's take a look and see if there was arm contact there.
You got the whistle. Well, kind of tough to see all the way across there. Digger irate.
Digger really working on the officials here as the two clubs have gone down to the locker room, but at halftime, we're all even. Terrence Green with 8 points, delayed DePaul, followed by Comegys and Edwards with 6 apiece, while Stevenson with 11, Royal with 10 lead Notre Dame in scoring, and we're all tied here at halftime. DePaul 29, Notre Dame 29. We'll be back with our halftime show, leading off with Coach Digger Phelps in just a moment.
Like many before, you came here asking for just one thing.
Sadowski, Shaboski.
A chance.
Pronounced Shaboski.
You're gonna make it here, 'cause you make America work, and this time's for you.
Here's to you. Beechwood Age for that clean, crisp taste
They said
that says Budweiser.
This Bud's for you.
Sunny and warm, high in the mid-70s. Good investment opportunities can come in all economic climates, rain or shine. What's important is that they're good investments, right for you right now. When you're not sure where to invest, knowing about Kemper Mutual Funds helps. Ask your broker about Kemper.
Hi, Fred. About that Kemper Mutual Fund. No kidding.
There's never a bad time to make a good investment.
It's your money, son. But if you want my advice, buy another Subaru. It's been good to us.
Sure, Dad.
I thought we agreed you'd buy a Subaru.
But, Dad, I did.
The Subaru XT. Inexpensive and built to stay that way.
Today's music. Q101.
Welcome to halftime. I'm John Mingo. Of course, with me, as always, is the coach of the Fighting Irish, Digger Phelps. And Digger, it's close to the tournament time. Everybody's kind of talking who's going where, who may get in, who may not. Do you think the NCAA weighs heavier on wins toward the end of the season than they do midseason or the beginning of the season?
Well, I think last year you take a look at the Blue Demons. They were 16-12 and struggled really at the end. They had some losses, but the key game was when they upset Marquette, and that put them in it. I think the strength of scheduling means a lot anymore. I don't think it's winning streaks or losing streaks. It's who you're playing against, when you're playing them, and I think that has a lot to do with who goes.
I don't think there's enough emphasis, in my opinion, on a season record. I really believe that we ought to try to keep teams who play very well during the season closer to home so their fans can go and obviously have at least some semblance of a home court advantage.
Yes and no. I think it works for you and works against you. If I take a look at what goes on now with DePaul playing at home, I think that's going to be good for them playing into Horizon. I'm sure they're going to be there. I'd be disappointed if they weren't. I'm sure a lot of people in Chicago will be too. But take as an example UCLA and Pauley Pavilion. What goes on there is a Pac-10 tournament. That's going to help them get ready no matter where they end up going. I think that really helps when you're playing a conference tournament at home, maybe more than what goes on in the first and second round, because you want to get in. I think UCLA is one of those teams, once they get in, they can catch on fire. Another team out west I really like in the WAC is Brigham Young. I don't think people realize when they're shooting the ball, they can play against anybody. They had a big showdown game at Wyoming last weekend, pulled it off. It was a must-win, and that's what's important. Are you hot the last 2 weeks of the season? And that type of team can bother you. But when you take a look at who's going to get there on paper, it's obvious right now. North Carolina, Kenny Smith's healthy. When they go, they're as good as anybody because they're deep. When you take a look at Indiana, they're proving that they're going to win the Big Ten, be the strength of the Big Ten. But yet a team like Illinois could surprise people and end up, as we saw last year, DePaul end up in a regional where they're one of the final 16. Yet the Blue Demons, from that, what I like about them is the fact they have a lot of confidence right now. They blew out Georgia Tech. They got a key game tonight with the Irish, and they finish up with Marquette. Doesn't matter what happens in the last 2 games with them because it's going to carry over into the season because there's no pressure on them this year. And, of course, when I take a look at Nevada, Las Vegas, it wouldn't surprise me to see Tart Deschart make it to the Final Four. And their team has been proven all year that they can compete against the best of the rest.
Really impressed me last week when they came back from 19 down at half to win by 11 on the road. How about some sleepers? You know, there's a lot of vying for position at the end. Teams that squeak in like DePaul did and end up in the final 16. Who knows? Who are some of your sleepers around that may be better than their reputation?
Well, I think a lot's going to determine that by playoff conference time. I think in the Pac-10 you could see a team like Arizona State, who's been hot the last 2 weeks, even though they got a losing record. If they win or get in a championship game, they can end up going to the NCAA tournaments because they are hot. That could get them in there. In the Atlantic Coast Conference, who knows what could happen with a team like Virginia, who's been sitting there all year long. Georgia Tech, who played poorly against DePaul but had the big upset against Duke. Those two teams could be surprise of the ACC. And finally, I like in the Big East, everybody talks about St. John's or Georgetown or, you know, even Syracuse. Providence could be the dark horse coming out of there this year. That's one of those teams that can impress people where all of a sudden they're hot. Nobody expects them to do anything. They win the first 2 games. Next thing you know, they're in a regional where anything can happen.
Every year we've been expanding the NCAA. We talked 32 teams, 64 teams. Why not 209? Why not everybody? I mean, why do we play the season?
Well, that's true. I think it's like the NBA playoffs. You know, you play a whole season and eliminate 6 or 7 teams, right? And then you go back again. But more importantly, I just look at it this way. The 64 will be the limit they'll go. That gets it back to 32. That's the number, 32. Someday I'd love to see and test a 3-weekend double elimination tournament by putting 8 teams in each region, 32 teams all together, and see what comes out of that to go to the Final Four. That would be an exciting playoff because that goes on in every sport except for professional football. It goes on in baseball, it goes on in basketball, and I think we're ready for that in college basketball.
You think Notre Dame's in the tournament?
Do you think you're going to telecast this game tonight?
Yes. Thanks a lot for being with us at half as usual. You're great. And I'll be back with Joey right after this.
Perhaps you've noticed that WXRT listeners can be rather fanatical about their radio station preference. It's quite remarkable lengths they'll go to make sure that their radio stays tuned to WXRT. Research has proved that the reason for this fantastic loyalty is the absolutely smashing variety of rock WXRT plays. I strongly recommend never fooling with a set tune to WXRT. Unless, of course, you want to turn the volume up. Nice doggy.
Chicago's finest rock, 93 WXRT.
Welcome back to the Athletic and Convocation Center here on the campus of Notre Dame, and we couldn't have a DePaul game without Joey Meyer on. And Joey, besides the end of the year, we've got a lot of speculation on where DePaul will play, when they'll play, how they'll play. Do you really think that the NCAA would put you anywhere other than the Rosemont?
Really doesn't matter what I say because they're going to put us where they want to put us. And I'm not trying to sound too coaches here, but I really am sounding like a coach because I don't know. I just think we're going to go where they send us. Hopefully it's going to be the Horizon, but I don't think it matters what I think or say.
Do the kids talk about it?
Well, they talk about it a lot. You know, everybody said for a while there we're going to the Horizon. Now everybody's saying we're going to go away from the Horizon. So I just told our guys to sit in front of the TV set with me.
Damn, because you play too good, right?
Well, that's what they're saying, but, you know, you talk to some people and they turn around and say, hey, you're definitely going to be at the rise. And you talk to somebody else and they say you're going to go away. So, you know, all we can do is play well in the last 2 games and see what happens.
Very well-balanced college basketball season. A lot of ups and downs for a lot of teams, not many downs for DePaul. Who might be some of your favorites to win the tournament right now, the way people are playing?
For once, I'm not wavering. I said North Carolina day one, and I'm still saying North Carolina. They're deep, they're talented, they're well coached. I still think they're going to be very good. I think UNLV is going to be tough to beat because of that three-point play and the way they play. I think a Big Ten team's got a real good shot at going to the Final Four. There's 4 or 5 of them that are playing real well, and you never know. So I think those 3 would be tough. I was real strong on Temple because I thought Temple was playing, and then they go ahead and get beat. But that's still regular season. I think Temple plays a style that could give teams trouble. So that would be my kind of like my dark horse, and then the other 3 teams I think would be considered more of the favorite line.
Okay, what about some of your sleepers? You mentioned one Temple may be a sleeper. How about some others around the country that may kind of squeak in? Like a team I know last year called DePaul snuck in and ended up in the Final 16. Who are some of those?
Well, you know, I think Evansville right now is a little surprised. Yeah, I think Evansville's going to win that thing. They won their conference playoff. They haven't won the playoff yet, but I think they're playing a little bit better. Now, they just got upset, too, so every team I think is good gets upset. But I think they're playing well. I think they might sneak in, and I don't think anybody expected them to be in the tournament. And there are so many teams like that. I think Notre Dame, obviously, I think they're in the tournament. They'll be a tough tournament team because of their style. They always play close games, and they'll put a lot of pressure on a team that's supposed to win. So I think there's a lot of teams like Notre Dame and a lot of teams like Evansville, so on the bubble, and teams would be tough to play in the tournament.
How about any others?
Well, you know, there's so many. I think Arizona's starting to come around a little bit. They're starting to play a little bit more consistent. And Ohio State, that, you know, would just kind of get in the tournament, I think would be real difficult to beat. And you go on the East Coast, and West Virginia obviously must be playing pretty well. They beat Notre Dame and they beat Temple on the road. So, you know, the more I watch college basketball, the more I realize there are a lot of teams that could win this thing. And you're 0-0, and boys, whoever gets hot has got a great shot.
This is our last shot. Thanks a lot for being on with us this year. I really enjoyed it and appreciate it, and good luck in the tournament. And I'll be back with highlights right after this.
Okay, very good, sir.
Over the course of a year, keeping track of your life can be even more exhausting than living it. So to make things less hectic, American Express presents yet another important Gold Card service. Order. Announcing the year-end summary. All your Gold Card charges over the past year itemized, categorized. Only from American Express.
Halftime here at South Bend, Indiana. Notre Dame and DePaul are tied at 29. The stats are about even. And, John, it's been a back-and-forth ball game. We've had 4 lead changes, 3 ties. An 8-point run by Notre Dame got them off early, and they had a 9-point lead at one point, and DePaul worked back and eventually tied it up.
Well, Notre Dame came out very aggressive offensively, which surprised us. I thought they would try to take the air out of the ball and walk it up, and they built a lead doing that. But we talked during the timeout. We thought that might get them in trouble across the entire course of a ball game. It did. You can't play that kind of ball game against DePaul. They're going to catch up and they're going to go fly you. They want to run the ball up and down the floor. I think this half you'll see Digger put the brakes on just a little bit.
Well, the problem that Digger has is the fact that he is a little bit short in the bench, and he really doesn't have anybody other than Rivers to run the ball club. And we've mentioned this all year, that David's about 80% of what he normally is. And in order to keep him in the game and to keep him fresh, you've got to play a slow-down type of game. Had some great highlights in the first half, John.
Well, there's a lot of electricity in this place, and that, of course, causes the players to be real excited. This is an early break. DePaul will do this. You think they don't have a fast break, all of a sudden they got one. Here's a case where Brundy just couldn't control the ball, but recovered enough to get it out to Edwards with a jumper. Edwards 3 for 6 in the first half with 6 points, all on jump shots just like that. Stevenson down low got off to a very quick start. A back pick on Andy Louch. Nobody helped him, and there's a dunk. Stevenson with a good first half. And of course, David Rivers, he always plays an important part of this offense. He took a 3-point shot, rims in and out, and there it is, kept alive by Vos and tipped in by Hicks.
Well, the Irish were 0 for 3 from home run territory, while DePaul did not put up a 3-point shot. Those 3 misses from outside more or less kept the Irish from shooting 50%, which is just about what DePaul shot today. Let's take a look at the stats here in the first half, and you can see that DePaul has a slight shooting edge of 52% to 42% over the Irish. as DePaul made 14 of 27. Notre Dame overall 13 of 31. But the Irish converted all 3 free throws, while DePaul made just one of the 2 that they shot.
I'm real surprised at the 3 for 3 free throws for Notre Dame. They've shot 120 more free throws than their opponents this year. One of the things they're not doing, as we said, they came out strong, started taking some shots from outside, is they're not pounding the ball down low against DePaul, maybe afraid of Dallas Comegys down there.
The other edge to the Irish was the edge off the boards, as Notre Dame out-rebounded DePaul 18-13 in the first 20 minutes of play. Let's take a look at our scoring leaders, and you can see that the Irish have gotten 21 points out of their 2 starters underneath at the forward positions. Mark Stevenson with 5 of 10 from the floor, and Donald Royal with 4 of 8, plus 8 rebounds for Royal to lead both clubs at halftime. Terrence Green with the first 4 of the game for DePaul, and then added 4 later on, leading with 8. Comegys and Edwards with 6 apiece, Brundy with 4. So we've got a flat-footed 29-all tie here between these 2 Midwestern independent rivals, DePaul and Notre Dame, at 29-all. And we'll be back with the second half in just a moment.
You can avoid the high cost of hiring a professional plumber by handling many repairs yourself with professional quality master plumber repair parts and fittings from True Value hardware stores. They come with step-by-step instructions for easy installation. And when you choose master plumber parts and fittings, you can be sure your repairs will last because they're all quality constructed to resist corrosion and wear. Look for them exclusively at participating True Value hardware stores and home centers.
Behold the Isuzu Pup, the lowest priced truck in America. About $6. Buy a pup now and you can get 3.9% financing or 500 pounds of bananas. Why, I saved enough money to buy this island and all the fish. Penumeli Kiki Bobo.
Visit your Chicagoland Isuzu dealer now or send a check to me, Joe Isuzu.
When saving lives is your business, you don't let your transmission die. That's why many ambulance fleets go to AMCO, because AMCO rebuilds transmissions to perform like new. Ambulances can't take unnecessary risks. Should you? Go where it's rebuilt to perform like new. AMCO.
AMCO Transmissions recommends that transmission fluid be changed every 15,000 miles. AMCO Transmission Centers will do it in less than an hour without an appointment. Consult the AMCO dealer nearest you.
There's the score. DePaul and Notre Dame all even as we get set to start the final 20 minutes of play. This is the 27th game of the year for DePaul. They have only 1 left after tonight, and that'll be a home encounter on the National Tube on March 7th against Marquette. DePaul 4-0 against the Great Four Independents with the best overall record, of course, at 25-1. Notre Dame 2-1 against head-to-head play against the other Great Four Independents, and of course the Irish at 17-7.
Thinking back to Sunday, Rodney Strickland struggled somewhat in the first half, came out and got 20 points, 8 of them very quickly. Strickland is the thing that really stands out. Only 3 points and 1 assist in the first half.
1 of 3 shooting-wise.
I think you'll see him try to push himself into the offense.
DePaul on the alternate possession has the ball to start the second half. Strickland in low to Comegys, up off the glass and in, and DePaul takes the quick lead. Dallas out 4 of 8 on the night and give him 8 points.
Sweet move. Strickland off a screen, and then Golden rolled out of the screen and set a pick for Comegys. Nice movement by DePaul.
Rivers works by Donald Royal's screen and gives to Donald top of the circle.
Oh, they're going to Dallas.
Post inside, got Comegys in the air, score! Now let's see if they call a foul.
Oh, they're going to count the hoop. No, it's on Green. They're going to count the hoop. A little NBA continuation rule. There's the whistle. And there, well, he got it. That's right, on the way up. Good call. Green will reach in here. Watch him. They didn't call it first. I thought they called it there. Nothing. Right there's the foul on the arm. Good shot from Arnie Harris.
Vos with 6 points. He shoots pretty good from the free throw stripe. And he rolls that one in. The Irish now 4 of 4 in the game. And Vos with 7 points. Almost double his average.
You can see where Digger knows that this ball game evolves around Comegys. He went at him early in the first half when he drew his first foul. He's going after him right away here.
5th lead change. DePaul down by 1. Comegys jumper over Vos. Got it.
Oh, what a touch. He's kind of developed a real soft touch this year. He gets a lot of rimmers.
10 points for Dallas. He's hit 2 out of 2 here in the second half. And DePaul back on top of the seesaw with a 1-point lead. Rivers driving the baseline. Rejected by Comegys, his second block shot of the game. Hicks a jump pass to Stevenson, left side, up to the banker, and it peters over.
No hoop.
Oh, they're counting a basket. Apparently, DePaul hit it. I thought that both touched the ball, and the corner official said that it was Comegys that touched the ball.
Comegys goes after it. There goes everybody up, and ooh, Vos chipped that ball in.
So who gets
I think the outside official was going to call a goaltending on the Irish.
So Mark Stevenson gets the basket. 34-33. Comegys missed that little 8-foot jumper, and Rivers with a baseline rebound. Notre Dame with a 1-point lead in the ball now. Stevenson.
I always thought face burning was a foul. That time Dallas went up with a shot, and Vos with a hand right over Dallas's eyes.
Rivers fell down on the drive. Stevenson hits the baseline jumper. He's hit 2 in a row now. He has 15 points on Notre Dame by 3, 36-33.
Nice recovery by David Rivers.
Had he not fallen, it probably would have been a charge. Strickland right side, fronted by Hicks. Goes it low to Comegys. Dallas lost it on the dribble, picks it back up, lays it in, no basket, traveling call.
I'll tell you what, though. He's getting around Vos very easily. I think you'll continue to see DePaul go low to Comegys.
Vos walking very slowly down court like he's almost out of gas here, and we're just barely in the second half. Rivers walking it up for the Irish. Notre Dame leading 36-33, 17:48 to go. Returns the pass to Royal, right around Golden on the way to the hoop and a shot. That'll be 3 on Kevin, and 2 quick fouls on DePaul.
No continuation.
No, I guess not. He pushed him before he got rid of the ball, so good foul by Golden, preventing the sure basket for Notre Dame and the free throws that turned out.
Got to be careful of those fouls, though. You don't want to get yourself in a bonus situation.
Royal dishes off. Stevenson out of the left corner. Rimmed out. Oh, one-handed grab in midair by Hicks. He tried to throw it up off the glass, and they're going to call an undercutting foul on Terrence Green.
That should be a one-shot foul.
That's his second foul and the third against DePaul.
Oh, they're going to give him 2 shots. My understanding of the rule was you had to have control of the ball, and the way they consider control was both hands on the ball.
Green out. Golden out.
No argument from Joey Meyer.
Laux and Grundy checking in for DePaul. Kevin Golden, you see him sitting down on the bench. Got a big gouge out of his forehead. He is always around somebody's elbow.
Looks like he's been wrestling wild boars.
Scott Hicks at the stripe. Scotty is 63%er, the poorest free throw shooter in the starting 5. That caught all rim and finally dropped through. That's his 3rd point. Now 40 out of 63 on the year. We're in by 4. Way short, and it's tipped right back to Hicks. He hangs, put up an off-balance shot. Royal with his 9th rebound, and Comegys' 3rd foul. And DePaul with 4 quick fouls in early foul trouble here in the second half. And Joey wants a timeout. 17:28 to go in the ball game. Notre Dame in control right now, and DePaul in foul trouble. It's 37-33 Irish.
What I hate about Chicago, it's not the traffic or the politics, it's the radio stations. Check it out.
Hello, you're on the air. Hello?
I gotta make a choice here. Finally, I found a station that plays the music I like. 105.9 FM, WCKG. Stones, Clapton, Genesis. CKG plays Chicago's widest variety of classic rock and only the best new stuff.
Chicago's classic rock. 105.9 FM, WCKG.
Listen to the heartbeat.
Chevrolet announces the biggest savings program ever on S10 compact pickups and Blazers. Special 3.9% financing, or up to $600 back. Plus, Chevy has made it possible for dealers to pass on savings of up to $750 on options. And with certain specially equipped trucks, you could save up to $2,095.
The biggest savings program ever on S10 compact pickups and Blazers. Now at your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealer. Professionals know how to take care of their cars, no matter how they have to use them. That's why professional quality master mechanic tools from True Value hardware stores work hard every year on cars at the Indianapolis 500, the International Race of Champions, and right in your own backyard. Because every professional knows that master mechanic quality can put one engine over and above the rest. Get the tools backed by an exclusive customer satisfaction policy from True Value hardware stores and home centers.
Trainer Mike McCormick putting a bag of ice on the top of the right shoulder of Dallas Comegys. He's going to stay in the game, but apparently caught an elbow coming down from one of the Irish. And now he rejoins Laux, Edwards, Grundy, and Strickland on the court, while Digger still has the Irish gathered around him. We've got 17-28 left to go in this game, and Notre Dame on a 6-point run, now leading 37-33, and more importantly, the third foul called against Comegys and the fourth against DePaul already here in the second half. Notre Dame ball. There's the Irish victory on the 10th of January at the horizon. 5-point victory, although Notre Dame rallied from 10 down to take a 1-point lead going into the final minute. Numbered by Royal. Almost an air ball, but Hicks underneath. That's the second time Hicks has got a deflected rebound, and he rolls in his 5th point. And DePaul now trailing by 6.
Notre Dame now in the right place at the right time, really dominating the boards.
Comegys went up with a shot, came back down with it, got it up, and muscled it in. He's got all 6.
Hurt his hand. He hurt his hand on that one.
He has got all 6 DePaul points here in the second half. A dozen for the game.
He's got he hurt his left hand.
Rivers beating the press by Grundy. Jump pass cross court. Hicks saved it. That almost sailed over his hand and right out of here. Rivers double teamed, and there's a foul on Grundy, and that's 5 against DePaul.
Well, they're starting to whistle a little bit quicker this half. Let them play the first half a lot more.
2 against Grundy. Boy, 2 more fouls, and the Irish will be in a bonus, and we've still got 16, 41 to go.
Only 8 fouls the first half on DePaul, 6 on the Irish, and the officials have come out tooting a little bit more. The players got to adjust. DePaul into his zone. A little trap.
And Stevenson rejected by Comegys. Dallas's 3rd block. Nice behind the back dribble by Strickland underneath. Put it up with the left hand and roll it in.
That was a tough play. He had a guy coming up on his right hand.
Well, he had company. He had an escort all the way up to the rim that time.
I thought that would be the wrong thing to do, is put it right in front of the guy. He really brought it around his back right in front of the player.
39-37 Notre Dame. Rivers to the right side. Wheel out pass to Royal. Left side goal. Cross court. Hicks. The ball hit him on the top of the noggin, but he got it back.
Anybody but Landy Laux would have had that, swooped it away. Edwards or Strickland. Oh, they've been gone.
Rivers inside. Off the glass and in. Looked like it was partially blocked from behind.
Yeah, Rodney Strickland with 2 fouls. Got to play tougher defense than that. Got to use your body. Put it on Rivers. Not let him penetrate.
4 points for David. Careless. Mid-court steal. Laux diving on the floor and a holding call on Rivers.
Well, they are calling him close this half. Rodney Strickland really out of the ball game now. Not only mentally, as he has been so far here in the second half, but physically as Joey substitutes.
Second foul on Rivers, the first whistle against Notre Dame here in the second half. 15:36 to go. DePaul down by 4. Blue Demon ball. Laux open from 3. Lets it go. Wide open, and he swishes it. Andy is 31-61 from 3-point territory. You can't let him square up and get set.
Yeah, mental lapse by Notre Dame. The ball coming in bounds. Laux over here all by himself for about a half a minute. Nobody looked at him.
That's his specialty, but he is a set shooter. He doesn't shoot well off the move. Rivers out high to Royal. Right side Hicks working on Laux. Pull-up jumper. Got it. Hicks now with 5 of his 7 here in the second half. Notre Dame leading by 3, 43-40.
Edwards, of course, can do it all. Small forward to point guard.
Driving on Rivers, a block on David. 2 quick fouls on him and free for the game. Second foul on the Irish, both against Rivers here in the last 40 seconds of gameplay.
Interesting turnaround. I think you may see a switch defensively because Edwards will take Rivers down low.
Baseline right. T. Green will inbound the ball for the Blue Demons, looking for help. Out over the top to Comegys. Jump pass underneath. Beautiful play. And the layup is good by Terrence Green. And the Irish chopped him on the play. But what a great assist from Dallas Comegys.
One of the things that has made Dallas the complete player this year is his ability to pass. Inbounds play. They think he's shooting. We did too, and boom. There's the man that took the ball out of bounds. Somebody forgot to cover him, and he's got a shot for a three-point play.
T. Green now with 10, and the 67%er with 69 out of 103 attempts on the year. He'll be shooting into the waving arms of the Notre Dame student body.
Let's see if DePaul picks him up.
Badly missed. DePaul 1 of 3 at the stripe. Well, Notre Dame still with a 1-point lead, as they could have gotten the tie. DePaul with a 3-point play. Had Green been able to make the free throw. Foul was on Hicks, by the way. And the Irish now with 3 quick fouls and a total of 4 against them in the half.
They're trying to get the ball down low to Donald Royal, get him into the offense.
Rivers works by Royal, screen, long follow-away jumper, rebound Edwards. Here comes DePaul. 3 on 2. Edwards takes it into the middle, pull-up jumper, and he missed the short jumper, and a rebound by both of Notre Dame.
I think if he realized he'd had David Rivers on him, he might have gone all the way to the basket. Rivers probably instinctively would have backed away. He's got 3 fouls.
Rivers right side offensively for Notre Dame. Tries to go inside to Stevenson. Overplayed. Louch knocks the ball out of bounds with 14 minutes to go. Notre Dame maintains possession. The Irish up by 1.
Good hustle by Andy Louch to get around in front. Stevenson had good position.
Donald Royal, the trigger man. Out over the top to Rivers. Jump past baseline. Royal. Oh, missed an easy shot. Terrence Green with a rebound. Here comes DePaul with another chance to take the lead. Bounce pass to Edwards. Off the glass. And DePaul leads by 1.
Anybody but Edwards and Hicks would have bothered him. Hicks a great leaper, but Edwards can get up too, up off the glass. I think one of the keys here is Edwards now defensively on Rivers. He contains him very well and doesn't allow Rivers to create.
Edwards with 8. DePaul leading 44-43. Third lead change in the second half, or 7th of the game. Royal out front to Stevenson, guarded by Louch. Helped by Edwards, now to Rivers. And he is grabbed at the free throw line. Foul on Edwards, and that's Kevin's second foul. And that's 6 against DePaul.
I'm not so sure Edwards should come over and help Andy Louch on Stevenson off of Rivers. Andy had him pretty well contained. Edwards tried to help, and you can't let Rivers loose without a man on him. He's going to create some problems.
Well, the Irish have DePaul on the brink of the bonus situation foul-wise here. And, of course, the Irish, an excellent free throw shooting team. Notre Dame down by 1. Stevenson to Rivers. 13 minutes to go here on Notre Dame campus.
So DePaul goes into a zone.
Hicks baseline left. Got his man in the air and lays it in to give the Irish the lead, and that's 9 for Hicks, 7 in the second half.
When you get in foul trouble, you usually like to go into a zone, but so far tonight, the Irish has picked apart DePaul's zone.
1-point game back and forth. T. Green gets the pass at the free throw lane. Down the right side of the paint, up and in. He's got 12.
Came up for a backdoor play. Got the ball. Andy Louch cut backdoor, nothing. He just followed Andy to the basket. Had a clear avenue. DePaul going to stay in the zone.
12 points for Terrence Green. DePaul back on the high end of the seesaw now. 46-45 Blue Demons. Terrence to Rivers.
Terrence Green really come to life here tonight.
Two Comedies with 12 each to lead DePaul. 15 for Stevenson to lead Notre Dame. Rivers works into the paint. He's surrounded, and he did walk before he launched that 8-foot jumper, and the turnover gives it back to DePaul. The Demons leading by 1.
Rivers again getting away to penetrate, causing problems. That time got called for the walk.
Grundy sets the pick. Edwards drives the left side, changes the trajectory of his shot, missed it, and Notre Dame knocks it out of bounds under the DePaul basket.
Royal, I think DePaul knocked it out. Royal stepped on the line as he tried to retrieve it.
11:53 to go in the game. We've got a timeout. DePaul 46, Notre Dame 45.
Give me a light.
If you just ask for a light beer, you never know what you'll get. So if you want the less filling light beer with the first name taste...
I just meant a Bud Light.
Ask for Bud Light, because everything else is just a light.
Go ahead, make a wish.
Oh, yeah!
In 1981, the French ski team missed an important meet. The U.S. team arrived early. And in 86, the Italians ran into a small problem. The U.S. team arrived early. For 10 years, the four-wheel drive Subaru has helped the U.S. ski team get a jump on the competition. Except in 84, when the Swedish women's team broke down. Subaru, the official car of the U.S. ski team.
Howdy, man.
Complete, accurate, original Ameritech Pages Plus. Still the yellow pages. From cover to cover, we cover it all. The Ameritech Pages Plus, published by Donnelly Directory.
The Irish women's basketball team here at Notre Dame. And don't forget, we've got a special on the NCAA preview. Sunday, March 8th, 10 p.m., Joey Meyer and coaches from all across the country, including Valvano, Digger Phelps, Speedy Morris. Watch, it'll be good. March 8th, 10 p.m.
And that, of course, is the big day with the seeding and the drawing of the 64 teams for the various sites.
And we'll have
the NCAA, and, of course, that'll be part of the program. Parent screen, baseline left, inbounds to Louts. Ball knocked out of bounds by David Rivers. DePaul will maintain possession.
Rivers overplayed, 3 fouls. Very aggressive. I don't think he wants to draw his fourth. 11:52 to go.
Had trouble getting the ball in bounds, and finally Grundy sought out Kevin Edwards for the inbounds pass. Edwards underneath the Comagese, reverse twist to the baseline, and in and out. Missed the 8-footer from the right side. Rebound down to the Royal Notre Dame.
Comagese can't get it to fall as much as usual. He's getting open at will, though.
Bose has had all kinds of trouble trying to stay with Dallas.
Well, Dallas is much too quick for Bose.
Notre Dame has picked off 7 rebounds, though, to just a pair for DePaul here in the second half. And they led off the boards in the first half as well. There's a foul by Louts, and that is the 17th foul on the Blue Demons. And that means with 11:17 to go in the ball game now, Notre Dame's going to be in the 1-on-1 foul shooting situation.
Well, one of the problems is Joey's trying to protect his team because they are in foul trouble. But I think here tonight, DePaul has drawn most of its fouls either when it's in its zone defense or on rebounds, not really in its aggressive man-to-man.
Donald Royal, who lives at that free throw line. He's 2 for 2 tonight. 10 points all in the first half. Shooting the 1-on-1, and he knocks it in. He's 3 out of 3 tonight. One stretch this year, he made 22 in a row. And he made 16 in a row with his career high of 26 against DePaul a couple of years ago. He was 16 out of 16.
I think this is one of Joey's greatest fears, is that Notre Dame would get into the bonus this early in the second half. They are a great free throw shooting team for a college team, and I just think this takes DePaul out of their offense, which is their aggressive defense.
That's our 10th lead change. Notre Dame by 1. Louts from 3. Got to yank that one, and it bounced off the iron over the glass, out of bounds to the Irish. Louts 1 of 2 from three-point territory. Notre Dame by 1 on the ball now with 11:01 to go.
Last time DePaul in zone, this time back into man-to-man. Notre Dame switched to the zone defense.
Royal. Stevenson, fronted by Louts. Dumps it off to David Rivers. Arm jumper, got it. Rivers with 6.
You got to switch to Andy Louts. Andy can't play up quite as close on Rivers. Rivers too quick for him. David just backed off and hit the 15-footer.
6 for Rivers. Notre Dame 49-46. They lead by 3. Strickland off the DePaul bench. Will be back in here in a moment. T. Green tried to go inside, and the ball was kicked away by the Irish. Strickland in, replacing Andy Louts, I believe. Yep.
Green had the right idea. Had Comagese open on the other end. Just got the ball kicked.
DePaul basketball under their own basket. Right inside, and a breaching foul on Scott Hicks. As Strickland reached for the inbounds pass, Scotty Hicks with 3. And that's 4 team fouls on the Irish. So Notre Dame has a couple of more to give before they put DePaul at the free throw line. Terrence Green baseline up, will inbound the ball again for the Blue Demons. They set a pick inside. Brundy chases it down.
Well, DePaul really struggling trying to get the ball inbounds.
Yeah. Well, Brundy fumbled at that time and then went after it. Strickland, nice inside pass. Comagese missed the shot. Rimmed out, Bose with a rebound. DePaul getting only one shot.
Dallas a little pumped, has missed 2 or 3 shots strong coming off the glass. Irish down a little weave they did a little bit in the first half.
Rivers down to paint. Oh, should have taken the shot. Gives the Royal a slam. Notre Dame by 5. Well, they got the basket, but that was one point where you would have been better off probably taking the shot. And Joey calls his second timeout. 9:41 to go. The crowd going crazy here at the AC Convocation Center in Notre Dame. The Irish lead by 5.
If you run a growing business, it can be hard to get the kind of attention you deserve from your bank. You see, at most banks, the business department is just one of many departments. But there's a big difference between a bank with a business department and a bank that's all business.
Business department, please.
Sir, we're all business.
In Chicago, there's only one bank for business, all business, nothing but business. American National.
Announcing the end of winter and the beginning of spring. It's Video King's Sony Spring Spectacular Sale. Now through Saturday, our lowest prices ever on Sony Trinitron TVs, 8mm camcorders, Betamax VCRs, CD players, and Walkman. Savings so big you'll think you've stepped into spring. The Sony Spring Spectacular Sale ends this Saturday. Hurry now to Video King.
With every Budweiser enjoyed, the promise endures. The promise of genuine quality. Without compromise, without fail. Beechwood-aged Budweiser and Bud Light. Genuine proof that somebody still and always will care about quality. And that is a promise.
There you see the time remaining and the 5-point edge for the Irish.
Here's Rivers. He's been penetrating a lot. He had a shot here, I thought.
Yeah.
Decided not to take it. Gave it to Royal, who slammed it home and brought the crowd to life.
Notre Dame out rebounding DePaul 10-3. This half, 28-15, almost a 2-to-1 edge for the game. Royal with 10 rebounds. Strickland left side. Off the jump, wheels it inside to Brundy, who fumbled it. Comedy got it back, reverse layup. Strickland missed it, but a foul call on Notre Dame.
Is that on Rivers?
Let's see if it is. It's 4 on number 4. Yeah, it is. David Rivers with his 4th.
He signals Digger Phelps, leave me in the ball game. He did not want to come out. Digger, though, wisely
Frederick
removes Rivers. And that spells a little bit of trouble for the Irish.
Well, it has in the past, for sure, for sure. Now, let's see how the young freshman handles the pressure again. They get the ball inside. Shot is missed. Both with a rebound. Royal falls down, travel. That was his 11th rebound, and he turned it over as he lost his footing. And, of course, the Irish fans wanted a foul call.
That's what the quickness of DePaul will do. It'll really jump on you, cause you to turn the ball over, not necessarily get steals, but to make mistakes you wouldn't ordinarily make.
Inbounds pass to Strickland. Works inside on Hicks. Blocked from behind. Foul call. And that's 4 on Scott Hicks. So the entire Notre Dame backcourt of Hicks and Rivers in foul trouble here with 9:21 to go.
Rodney Strickland does this very well. Comes from behind and steals balls. Hicks trying to give him some of his own medicine. Gets him on the hand. You see it. Even though the call came just a little bit late, it was still a foul. Rodney to the line.
Those 2 calls, 9 seconds apart.
Big calls.
Oh, yeah. Strickland 1 of 2. Makes 2 out of 3 now in the game. And that gives him 6 points. You'll get a look at the student body behind the glass there. And Rod Strickland nails a pair. That gives him 3 out of 4 and 7 points in the game.
DePaul going to apply a little heat to Diamond and 1.
Notre Dame leading by 3. Reverse dribble right into Stevenson, right into Edwards, who made the steal. Strickland, left side of the paint, scoops and scores right down the lane.
Joey going to apply it again. The Diamond and 1 has not been applied much because DePaul hasn't shot that many free throws.
The 2 critical fouls on Rivers and Hicks put them both with a load of 4. And a couple of quick turnovers, and 4 points by Strickland makes it a 1-point Notre Dame lead.
Howdy. Give me a light. Bud Light.
If you just ask for a light beer, you never know what you'll get.
Give me a light. Bud Light.
So if you want the less filling light beer with the first name and taste, don't just ask for a light beer.
Give me a light. Bud Light.
Ask for Bud Light, because everything else is just a light.
Hi. Buy your friend a beer.
If you've been waiting for a spectacular deal on a new Ford Taurus, the wait is over. For the first time ever, your local Ford dealer announces $800 cash back on Taurus, with option package savings up to $700 more. Get a great selection, a 6-year, 60,000-mile warranty, and save up to $1,500. Our best offer ever on the trend-setting Taurus, with a base price less than Cutlass Sierra. See the quality people with the quality products, your local Ford dealer. But hurry, this remarkable offer ends March 10th.
When I was a law professor, my colleagues said I was hardworking and understanding, and that was flattering. When I was president of the Illinois Senate, the press said I was very effective, and I appreciated that. As assessor of Cook County, the Chicago media says I've been fair and efficient, and that makes me feel good. But to be honest, I'm not perfect. There's some people who say I'm dull and boring. Oh, give me a break.
51-50 in favor of the Irish. 9:05 to go. Turnovers, 9 for Notre Dame, 8 for DePaul. And DePaul has converted those 9 Notre Dame mistakes into 10 points on turnovers, while the Irish with just 4 points on turnovers tonight.
Rivers and Hicks back into the ball game.
Hicks and Rivers with 3 fouls each here in the second half. 4 for the game. They have all of the 6 personals whistled against Notre Dame here in the second half.
Of course, the 2 turnovers from the pressure came with them out of the ball game. DePaul going to keep that intense pressure on. This is their kind of ball game. They want this run and gun.
Inbound pass to Stevenson, rolls it back to Royals, almost knocked loose by Brundy. Here comes Rivers with it. The Irish will set up the offense. 8:55 to go. Notre Dame by 1.
Edwards stays on Rivers. A switch by Joey Meyer.
Royal out front to Stevenson.
Now you got Stevenson switched off on Strickland.
Left side, Scott Hicks with it.
Strickland now switches back to Rivers. DePaul sometimes gets themselves in trouble by all the switching they do.
8 seconds to go on the possession clock. The Irish getting farther and farther away. Now they get it to Royal. Who scored?
No hoop.
No hoop. There's a charge, and I think they were out of time as well. Unless they reset that clock immediately. That was right borderline, and an offensive foul has been called on Royal.
Time was running out. Royal got away. Comedy's over. Looked like Dallas, a gutty move by Dallas with 3 fouls. Had pretty good position.
It's 2 fouls on Donald Royal now, and DePaul has a chance to regain the lead. We've had 10 lead changes in this seesaw affair. DePaul was down by 9 early in the ballgame. The biggest lead for the Blue Demons has been 3. Strickland, change of pace, dribble. Down the right side, shoots over Terrence Green's pick. Tapped off the glass by Brundy, not controlled. Comagene saves to Green. Ball not close. And it's picked up by Rivers. And Brundy fouls him. 3 on Brundy. Boy, it was getting wild under that basket.
Boy, is it getting live. Dallas Comagee's on a nice feed to Green.
Stevenson had the axe out from behind. No call was made. So now they walk to the other end where the Irish will shoot the 1 and bonus. David Rivers shooting 33 on 100 out of 120. So he's made 5 out of every 6 he's attempted this year. His first try tonight, he has 6 points in the game, 4 here in the second half. 7 for Rivers. Notre Dame by a hoop, 52-50.
Bring it over there, please.
Rivers makes a pair. Notre Dame 53, DePaul 50, 7:50 to go.
Notre Dame in a zone. Looks like a 1-3-1 kind of. Digger wants it way back. Make the ball shoot over.
Baseline jumper. Edwards partially blocked. Grundy going for the loose ball rebound. Knocked out of bounds by Mark Stevenson. It'll be DePaul basketball. 7:35 to go.
I don't know if Edwards just lost that ball or slipped or really got fouled on that play, but boy, that was way short.
Baseline jumper, and Comagene rolls it off long to the right. Stevenson with a rebound. The Irish with a 3-point lead in the ball.
Irish going in that little weave they've been running.
Rivers to Stevenson.
Kill a little clock and try to isolate one of those 3 players one-on-one.
Rivers left side, can't position for the shot. Now to Royal. Ball knocked loose by Edwards. It's picked up by Strickland. 3-on-2 break. Rock triple. He was tripped, but he still dribbled as he fell to the court and then throws it away with a bad pass. Hicks down court. Stevenson on Comagene. Missed the shot. Knocked loose underneath. Goes to Notre Dame. Boy, you saw a great job of dribbling while falling down by Rod Strickland, but then he threw a bad pass.
Rodney has to keep his head in the game, not get frustrated. The officials missed that one. They've done a pretty good job here tonight, this type of intensity.
There's the foul, though. DePaul with 3 players with 3. Notre Dame with the 2 guards with 4. Hicks pumps at a 15-foot jumper. He's got 9 of his 11 here in the second half, and Notre Dame leads by 5, 55-50. Big basket there. 6.5 minutes to go, and the crowd going crazy. Terrence Green inside, brings it in the corner. Now to Strickland underneath, lays it in.
Digger wanting him to suck that zone way back into the paint, but DePaul penetrates.
11 points for Rod Strickland, a 3-point Notre Dame lead at 55-52.
Irish look tired.
Well, they've played a little more up-tempo tonight than they normally do. Probably are. Stevenson out front. Donald Royal, 5:55 and counting. Now to Rivers. Tries to get inside Edwards. First time Bose has handled the ball in a while. Royal starts his move on Grundy. And we got a foul on his 4th. And Royal will shoot the 1 in bonus again. Notre Dame leading by 3, and Royal 4 out of 4 tonight.
Irish just killing some clock with that weave, and then isolate either Stevenson, Royal, or Hicks one-on-one, or Rivers, and Grundy's got to realize Royal's a right-hander and try to force him left. Of course, Royal awful quick. Nice move to the basket.
Donald Royal with 14 points, 4 out of 4 at the stripe tonight. Senior 3-year Letterman co-captain from St. Augustine High School from New Orleans. He has 11 rebounds to top both clubs. And Royal now with 15 points. His average is 14-7. He leads Notre Dame in rebounding and scoring average. Although Rivers has the highest total number of points. Royal missed those 4 games early this year with that torn calf muscle sustained late in the Indiana game. One of the few the Irish lost here at South Bend. A 5-point loss to the Hoosiers after Royal went out. 6 out of 6 for Donald Royal. Notre Dame by 5 again. 57-52 Irish. 5:40 to go. Strickland out front for the Blue Demons. Terrence Green on the right wing. Now to Edwards. Kevin. Grundy underneath. Ball slapped loose out of bounds to Notre Dame.
Kind of tough to put the ball on the floor against the zone defense, especially when you get it down low like that.
Wow, Joey Meyer.
Grundy
Joey Meyer called a timeout, and that's his third, according to our book, which means he has only one left. And we still got 5:27 to be played. Digger has called one tonight. He would have 3 remaining. So Joey Meyer and Jim Molinari, his top lieutenant, talking things over here before they talk to the Blue Demons.
I'm not so sure they knew that on the bench.
3 to get it in and make sure we beat it. Now we're going snap. It's a man. Let's get it in. They sag out, then we're going to raise up. If we score, we're at a 3-1. All right? If we don't score, on 5th. That's good. Fellas, we got to show some heart right here. Let's go.
Joey obviously felt it very important to call that timeout. With only 1 remaining, he's got to be very careful when he takes it. He just wanted his team to get the ball down low to Comegys. They've kind of forgotten about him of late. He's going to, if he scores, he's going to put some pressure on.
This is our 17th and final telecast of the Blue Demon basketball game this year. Of course, we'd like to wish DePaul and their fine basketball team all the best of luck in the upcoming NCAA. We'll have 2 more telecasts left featuring the Irish. The next one here on March 5th, a Thursday night, 6:30 start time from Chicago. We'll get a look at Tito Horford and the Miami Hurricane against Notre Dame here in South Bend. Comegys inside, and it hung on the rim and fell in. Whoa.
The diamond and 1 now. He's going to do it after field goals. Rarely does this.
14 for Comegys, and you called it. They went right inside to him. Notre Dame by 3, 5 minutes to play. Stevenson to Royal.
Digger knows the fewer transitions there are in the ball game, the better chance they have to keep the lead. Going to waste a little clock.
Rivers inside Edwards. Pull-up jumper. Oh! Tipped in and out by Royal. I thought the ball might go in. Almost a 5th foul on Rivers as he bumped into Strickland, but no call was made. T. Green just inside 3-point territory, threw up a brick. Rivers loose on the floor, tied up by Brundy, and in the alternate possession, it'll go to Notre Dame. Well, Rivers may have gotten away with one there. And then a bad shot put up by T. Green from out front, which is normally about 3 or 4 feet outside his range.
Yeah, you're right. It was a quick shot, showing they may be a little bit nervous. They got to work the ball. A lot of time left in this ball game. And I agree with you. Rivers may have gotten away with a foul. But again, that was a ticky-tacky foul. And if you're an official, you kind of hate to put a guy of his caliber out of the game on a foul like that.
Royal double teamed, and DePaul's going to chase the ball now. Rivers out front, 4:25 to go. DePaul down by 3. Royal set the pick. Rivers off balance. David to Hicks. Now they give it out back to David. Beats Edwards inside. Oh, he was coming down. He gives it to Bose and missed the layup. He would have walked and had to dump it off to somebody. Here comes DePaul on a 3-1 break. Strickland around his man. Backhanded off the glass and in. A 1 point. Notre Dame lead at 57-56 now.
I think Bose is really tired. He's tried to cover Comegys all night, and he's done a pretty good job. Dallas wearing him down. He just lost his concentration on that shot.
13 for Rod Strickland. 8 here in the last 6 minutes of play. David Rivers gives off to Bose. Notre Dame with a 1-point lead, trying to protect the ball here with 3:40 to go. Royal. Left side to Bose. Rivers. Passed up the 17-foot jumper.
13 on the shot clock. They got to try to get into something there.
Goes to Rivers. He'll take the shot around Terrence Green, and he goes baseline. Can't get it. Gets his own rebound back. Blocked by Comegys. Goaltending. Rivers gets the basket. Notre Dame leads by 3, 59-56.
When you penetrate, you cause a lot of breakdowns. Green got shifted off on Rivers. You see 4 Demons going to Rivers. That leaves an avenue for 3 Irish on the board. Rivers gets his own rebound. Dallas called for the goaltending.
T. Green, pass in the lane. Edwards pull-up jumper, short off the rim. Tipped up, grabbed by Strickland, and he missed the layup right underneath. Edwards with a big rebound. Or rather, Rivers away from Edwards. Right side, slam, jam, Rivers to Royal, and the basket bouncing in the air after Royal slam jam, and he was fouled on the play. Oh. If it's on Grundy, it's 5. Boy, what a power jam that was.
Very seldom do the Irish break. David Rivers, a little Harlem Globetrotter move, and a very nice 3-on-2 fast break.
Grundy fouls out with 4 points. I don't think I've seen a basket bounce like that after a stuff all year. Royal now with 18. A great feed by Rivers to Royal. John, we've seen Notre Dame play some pretty good basketball this year, but I think this is their finest performance on Channel 9.
Well, they're mixing a little bit of that upbeat, fast break type offense in that David Rivers, everybody knows he likes to play with a little bit of control offense, and you're right, they've controlled the tempo for most of this ball game.
Free throw, down to Royal, misses. Rebound, Kevin Golden. Well, Royal had made 6 in a row. Here comes Strickland on a break. Rivers had to let him go, and Rod quickly gets DePaul back in the game with his 15th point, and that's Joey's final timeout.
Why did they? I can't believe that.
Boy, that comes with 2:47 to go.
I think that was a mistake. Joey may have said if the ball game gets down toward the end that you might want to call timeout so we can arrange our defenses. Boy, with 2:47 to go, Digger has 3 timeouts left, Joey none. That puts Digger in a very, very advantageous situation.
They're checking right now on the scorer's table, and they're just confirming what we've told you.
Time left here now, fellas. I told them we come down at this end and score. Hey, you got no time on left. Let's be sharp. Hey, catch the ball now, Will. Step off. Step off, Rivers now.
This is where you have to have some leaders on the floor. Comegys and Strickland must take over as coaches somewhat, because Joey has no more time to really bring his team over unless Digger calls another timeout. And I can guarantee you, if Digger keeps the lead, he's not going to allow Joey that opportunity.
Well, it was a surprising move for Joey to use up his timeouts like that. Rivers beats the press. Comegy's the only man back. Rivers takes it to the basket and scores.
Whoa. One-on-one takes it right to Comegy's.
12 points for David Rivers. Notre Dame by 5. Inside, Comegy's missed the shot. Golden missed the tip. Royal with the rebound. He's got a dozen. Notre Dame by 5, and they're going to set on it now with 2:18 to go. Our stat person, Karen Phelps, a little bit excited right now. I can't blame her.
DePaul wants a 5-second call, but Golden, I don't believe, was close enough to even consider guarding Royal.
Stevenson in trouble off the Rivers, open, fires a long jumper. There was a bad shot. And the rebound taken away by Royal, his 13th. He has been all over the floor. Strickland fouled him on the play. Donald Royal would be the MVP tonight. He has 18 points and 13 rebounds. Well, his career high in scoring against DePaul. Andy Lops checks in for Kevin Golden. Joey going with some outside shooting power now. He's down by 5 with 1:40 to go. Royal at the line.
Royal hits this one, puts the lead to 7. Develops some serious problems for DePaul. They'll have to foul.
They're in serious trouble right now. What a game for Donna Royal. 65-58. Strickland off the dribble. Three-point shot. Air ball from Terrence Green from the left corner. Stevenson with the rebound. Edwards tried to save it. Strickland got it. Scoops it off the glass. Not there. Comegys slam jam. 16 points for Dallas Comegys. 65-60. Notre Dame, DePaul. They can't force the turnover. They're going to have to foul. They got Rivers double teamed in the backcourt. How about the 10-second call?
No.
Rivers just beat the clock by 1 second.
Good hands by Comegys.
Bad pass stolen by Comegys. Lobs. Strickland drives. Good.
Joey is irate.
They call a charge, and Joey Meyer is absolutely beside himself. No basket. And there's the straw that broke the camel's back, I believe.
There's Strickland going to the hoop. Looks like Hicks was pretty well set. Let's get another angle. Tough to call. The referee has an entirely different angle than we have. Strickland, nice maneuver to try to get out of the way. Tough call, regardless of where you're at.
Hicks double team here mid-court. Fouled by Comegys. That's 4 on Dallas. DePaul in a must-foul situation here. 49 seconds to go.
But you're right.
Leading 65-60. And it's going to be a minor miracle now needed by DePaul if they're going to avoid their second loss of the year. And for Digger, it would be another big notch in that home court gun that he's got this year. It'd be another top 5 team, top 20 team going down to defeat to the Irish. Hicks with 12. And Notre Dame putting this one on ice.
Again, I think this is a big free throw because it makes the spread 7, which is 3 transitions.
It's all over but the shouting, folks. Notre Dame's going to go to 18-7 with another upset win over a top-ranked team here in South Bend. Strickland missed a three-point try. Royals 14th rebound of the game. And he fouled. It's all over but the shouting. Notre Dame leading by 7. Royal with 20 points, 8 of 9 at the free throw strike, 14 rebounds. And he's up there now to try to put the icing on the victory cake for his coach, Digger Fowles. You think Royal's going to make somebody a nice weak side forward in the NBA?
Oh, yeah. Really aggressive, very quick to the ball. It's his greatest asset as far as the rebounder goes.
21 for Royal. 22. 10 of 11 from the stripe. All Notre Dame. 69-60 Irish, 35 seconds to go. T. Green, three-point shot. A brick off the glass. Long rebound to Hicks. Here come the Irish, leading by 9. Less than a half minute to go. Stevenson. Rivers. Dancing away. Fouled on the dribble. It'll be interesting to see what kind of a seed Notre Dame is going to get. Now, they'll play at Marquette. They have Brooklyn and Miami of Florida here, and then they wind up at Dayton in a game that we'll televise on Channel 9. So we'll see the Irish the final 2 games of the year on the 5th and the 7th of March. Notre Dame will win 21 or 2 probably going into the tournament. David Rivers with 20 seconds to go. Notre Dame with 1 on the victory column. They have a 10-point lead. 13 for Rivers.
Notre Dame has done a nice job really controlling the helter-skelter press of DePaul here in the late time. and really putting down those free throws. We said that would be important.
18 of 20 for the Irish at the stripe. 19 of 21. You don't expect him to miss. 14 for Rivers. He got his average. He's 4 out of 4 at the stripe. Notre Dame with an 11-point lead. DePaul's 9-game string about to end. Strickland just takes it all the way under and lays it in. 17 for Rod. A courtesy basket, if you will. Here comes Hicks on the breakaway. Terrence Green back. Hicks scores. The Irish by 11. Edwards fires from the backcourt, and Notre Dame upsets DePaul 73-62. The fourth-ranked Blue Demons drop to 25-2 on the year, and Notre Dame gets a split with their Big Four independent rival this year. Digger is now 10-10 lifetime against DePaul.
He's walking over to his sixth man. Digger loves that student body, and he salutes him.
Well, the Irish have won 5 in a row, including some pretty impressive victories, and they have knocked off North Carolina, Duke, and DePaul, all here at Notre Dame, Indiana. Our final score, Notre Dame 73, DePaul 62.
For money, son. But if you want my advice, buy another Subaru. It's been good to us.
Sure, Dad.
Chicago, the Bulls look to the broad shoulders of Michael Jordan to carry them to victory over the Milwaukee Bucks. A standing room only crowd has gathered here in this venerable old stadium in Chicago for today's NBA encounter between the Bucks of Milwaukee and the Bulls of Chicago. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Vern Lundquist. Even by his own lofty standards, Michael Jordan is enjoying an extraordinary year. He leads the NBA in scoring by more than 9 points. He is averaging 37.5 points per game, and the rest of the starting lineup for Chicago is averaging just over 43. He's helped his team in a multitude of ways. I'm working again today with Bill Cunningham, and Bill, John Lucas has developed into quite an addition for the Milwaukee Bucks.
Oh, he has, and Don Nelson, if he didn't have John Lucas, would be fighting to make the playoffs with him, and with Pressey and Moncrief back in the lineup, they're fighting it for the division title.
These are division rivals separated by just 100 or so miles, and it really leads to the intensity of the rivalry.
Yeah, Interstate 94 connecting Chicago and Milwaukee. But the one thing, you never like to see a fight in basketball, but there's nothing like a fight to start a rivalry, and that's what we have here.
This happened the last time the two teams met on the 5th of this month. The combatants were Charles Oakley with the right and Paul McKeskey, who was the recipient, and that'll only add to the emotion, I think.
Yeah, and I think Paul McKeskey learned not to lead with his chin.
Paul McKeskey's wife, Linda, gave birth to a son, Brian, just 2 days ago. He's a brand new papa. We'll be back right after this.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Basketball Association is sponsored by Miller Genuine Draft. Cold filtered for real draft smoothness. It's beer at its best. And by Air Jordan by Nike. It's all in the imagination.
For both of these teams, Milwaukee will start Terry Cummings, Paul Pressey, Jack Sikma, Sidney Moncrief, and John Lucas. And for the Bulls, Charles Oakley, Gene Banks, Dave Corzine, Michael Jordan, and John Paxson. And just moments ago, fresh from a 58-point performance the other night, here was the introduction of Michael Jordan.
From North Carolina, number 23, Michael Jordan. The head coach for Chicago, Collins.
This city and much of the country has fallen in love with him. John Vanek and Terry Durham are our referees, and we're set to go. Milwaukee comes in with a 36-22 record, and the Bulls are 28-25. And many thought prior to the start of the season they would be fortunate to win 30 for the year. Oakley controls for Chicago, and John Paxson will bring it across the timeline, guarded by John Lucas. Now Pressey comes out to double on him. Back to Corzine, playing way out away from the basket. Gene Banks bounce pass underneath. And it'll be Chicago to inbound.
Now, the reason they doubled right there on Paxson, they were looking to post up Jordan and to force him to swing the basketball and not allowing them to go inside to Jordan.
Corzine quickly to Oakley. Oakley guarded by Terry Cummings. They look for Jordan along the baseline. Moncrief guards him. Air ball. And Milwaukee comes down. They will try and force the tempo now. Paul Pressey back in the lineup. Missed 17 games this year. Cummings misfires on the shot. Rebound Chicago. Here come the Bulls. Paxson looks underneath for Jordan. Settles short instead. And the first whistle of the game.
Well, what they try to do, Chicago, when they're in transition, is they like their forwards or big people to go to the box, and then they look to post them up, and that's exactly what Paxson did with Gene Banks that time down the court.
Foul was on Jack Sickley, his first, team first, and Gene Banks goes to the line.
Well, Sidney Moncrief is matched up against Michael Jordan, and Sidney has only played 19 games this season. And it'll be very interesting to see if he has the stamina, his reactions, how they are playing against Michael. But, you know, Vern, one thing about Sidney Moncrief is he's been on the all defensive team since 1982, and he was the player of the year defensively in the NBA, 83 and 84. So Jordan has his hands full defensively.
Paxson on Lucas. Now top of the key, stolen by Jordan. Here's Michael.
There's that great quickness of Jordan.
3-0 Chicago lead. Cummings down along the baseline. Looks inside. Excellent pass to Moncrief. And Sidney scores. Moncrief did not score the other night in a win over Indiana. Only the third time in his career in which that has happened. He played only 14 minutes. He's been bothered by bad legs all year and has missed 39 games.
And he is the heart and soul of this Bucks team.
Paxson drives it up, puts it up short. Signal with a rebound. Whistle and a loose ball foul on Dave Corzine. That's his first, team's first. There is Doug Collins, 35 years old. Has done a wonderful job in getting this city united behind this team.
Well, you know he has, because Dave Corzine in years past, when he would step on the court and touch the ball, he would get booed. Now he's getting the cheers.
Cummings. That makes it a 4-3 Milwaukee game. Cummings, the most consistent player this year for Milwaukee. Bucks have been on the run. Here's Jordan over Moncrief. Battle for the rebound, brought down by Lucas. Quickly forces it up as he will. Penetrates all the way, puts it up and in. And draws the foul. Chance for a three-point play.
Well, you saw the last time defensively, Moncrief, the one thing they don't want to happen is for Jordan to get to the foul line. The last time he had the ball posted up, they don't want to allow him to get to the foul line. In New Jersey, of course, he shot 27 free throws.
John Lucas, who's averaged better than 18 points per game since joining this team, now gets a three-point play, and it's a 7-3 Milwaukee lead.
Now
Pressey is on Michael Jordan.
Yeah, they're switching off and on, and they have that ability. Moncrief and Pressey, two outstanding defensive players at the same height, too.
Corzine with a jumper gets it.
Well, that's Dave Corzine's game, you know, spotting up for that jump shot, and that causes a lot of problems to Sigma because he likes to play close to the rim.
Who created proactive